Hello, guys. Welcome back to season 2. We have a special guest today. My name is Ellie.
And my name is Fama. You can call me with one of those names. And today we got a special guest in the building.
Yes, sir. We have no other than my brother, Mr. Souley, the traveler master, the social media guru. Welcome, Souley.
Hi, hello everyone.
Thanks
I'm good.
Thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for the invitation.
And how does it feel to come back to Cork City?
Well, you know I'm from Senegal, so it's very cold.
Yeah.
But despite that, I'm okay. Yeah, really, I'm okay.
Welcome back. I know Cork is like a second home.
Yeah.
Come here quite often.
Yes.
Usually for a couple of days, so it's hard to catch him. But we have him today.
But I'm here.
Yes. So we're really going to enjoy this experience and this journey with you. And really thank you for coming once again. It's really a pleasure of having you. So, let's begin.
Yep.
So, for those that don't know him, I'll let you introduce yourself a bit about who you are first,
Okay.
what you do,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll go from there.
Make it short.
Okay.
Time is money. We don't have a lot of equipment. We don't have a lot of time. 2 minutes chrono.
Because I know you, but none of people
Yeah.
know you. So that's the point of this conversation, is to showcase who you are and what
Mhm.
you do. Because I believe that what you're going to tell us today is going to be very informative. We had a few conversations, and I like what you think and what you're doing. So, introduce
Thank you. So my full name is Souleyhmdl, but usually they call me Souley. So I am a travel lover, a businessman, and currently I'm living in Senegal. And I think that's pretty much it.
Absolutely.
Or maybe we have more time.
Yeah,
or
sure. Go ahead, man. Go
Oh,
ahead.
that was a joke, dude.
That was a joke.
Take your time. Introduce yourself properly to
The
people.
businessman
Yeah,
aspect.
yeah.
That's why. Okay, so what can I say? So I love food. I love to eat. I love to travel. And I used to live here. I used to live in Cork.
Yes.
And that was like a great experience, as I can say. But this wasn't for me. Like, I already knew that this place wasn't the place that I belong.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I moved.
Yeah.
But I still love to come here to visit my friends,
Of course.
to do new experiences like this. So thank you for the invitation, and
Pleasure's
if you
all
want
mine.
to
No
know
worries.
more,
Pleasure's all ours.
But I was talking with Souley backstage, and I
Yes.
was telling him, like, for all those people that lived in Cork
Yes.
once,
Yes.
it's really difficult to leave this city forever. You know, you're always coming
Yeah.
back. At one point, you're always
Yeah.
coming back for whatever reason. You're coming back in this city.
For sure.
Mhm.
So I'm not really surprised when someone like texts me and say, "Oh, Farmer, what, you're still in Cork?" I said, "Yeah, can I come?" I was like, "Bro, you never left for me. You know, you never left the city.
Yeah.
You will always come back." But yes, tell us more about like why exactly you left Cork, and yeah, what was your journey after this city?
Okay.
You know?
Before we go there,
Yeah.
how long did you stay in Cork? Because that's the funniest part of the story. He's trying to keep it,
I'm
but
gonna hide
because I know
'cause-
him. So I know
There is a
which one he's
backstory.
trying to-
Yeah, we want to know. Yeah.
So I was living here in 2020.
Okay.
Actually, I moved on January from France.
Yeah.
And then already had a plan, So the plan was to stay here 6 months,
Yes.
get as much money and experiences I would have, and then move to Dubai, because I had an opportunity in the marketing field in a great company. I don't know if I can say the name, but it was in the luxury branch.
Mm-hmm.
And everything was settled. So I was just here and say, okay, let me go to the village over
course.
there. I don't know anything. It's cold, but let's make some money and then move to a really fancy place that I love.
Yeah.
And then COVID just hit.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, so what is going on? What am I going to be able to do my plan? Am I going to be able to see my family?
Of course.
Is everyone okay? And then I just say, okay, let's stick to the plan and move back to France. And I was like, okay, so Dubai is not into my mind now, because, when you're living abroad,
Yes.
you just become someone else. Like, you're evolving, you're
Yes.
meeting new people.
Yes.
So everything that I was before I came here, like, I grew up. Like, I've been maybe, I don't know, better, but someone else, and I have like another vision of life. So therefore, I come back to France, like 2.0. But I won't say I hate France because I'm. But it wasn't the place for me to stay too, because before Cork, I was living in London. I was living also in Barcelona before.
Okay.
So I travel a lot. I've been to most likely almost 40 countries now.
Wow.
40? You are calling me a globetrotter, man. Look at this guy. 40
I
countries.
didn't find out. I didn't know.
Bro, I'm a rookie in front of you. Like.
He's a veteran right here. This is an OG right here. Oh, wow.
But first of all, congratulations, because you're the only person I know that stick to the plan. 6 months, I'm leaving, bro.
Yeah.
I was about. I had the same plan. 5 years later, I'm still here. I don't know how to go anymore.
But it's a trap here.
Exactly. It's
trap.
like you want to leave for whatever reason, but you're still saying because you're in that comfort zone and comfortable place, and you know everything. It's like you say, it's like a village basically. You know, it's a small town. You know everyone. You know where to go at any time. If you need something, you know who to call. It's just easy.
You've been traveling, like you said, 40 countries, different cultures. And I'm sure for all of us here present here, it was the first time experiencing this culture particularly. So what was the good thing that you learned from being here in Cork and about the culture as well?
Well,
Nothing.
not nothing, because it was, when I didn't apply to come here, they picked me maybe like other people on LinkedIn and online.
Yeah.
So I was, let's say, I just graduated. I was wondering where I can move. And then this opportunity came and I was like, okay, let's go. I've never been to Ireland. So I haven't had like high expectation before I came here. And I was like, I remember like one day before I left, I was doing my luggage and stuff and say, well, let me get some information on Cork. Where is Cork? It's not even Dublin. Like I was like, is there any black people there? Who's going to do my hair? Like I was like,
hey, that was the first question. I'm telling you, I was like, who is gonna do it? Because the only person that could do it left, and now I'm struggling. I'm struggling now, bro. But now there is always people. Now after 5 years, I know where to go now. But it's like, let's say, it's not the same price anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
It's not the same price anymore.
Because you wasn't paying that. That's why.
And I really want to know, because you're an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And are we entrepreneur?
Young, I don't know.
We business people. Because
I want to know, because I have some question. I want to know if you can apply. I can apply this his answer to us, because we need some training.
No, this is fun.
Let's be honest.
This is fun, but this is still a business.
Exactly. So, but we are young entrepreneurs, So I really want to know the challenges. Like during what was the challenging during your journey? Like the biggest one. Let's say two of them. The biggest challenge that you face is you faced in the past, or even now maybe. I don't know. Because you left. And you tried your chance, and like just tell us like how it goes.
Well, I think it's really like the sum up version, because I think if you're an entrepreneur, you're going to keep on struggling until you have this stability that you're looking for, and it can be really hard to have it. But before I was in Cork, I moved to France. I don't know, I love to do some experiences, so I've become a teacher. I used to teach in university and on some, like, let's say, middle school.
Okay.
And then I try to do some stuff and on social media, and I build my own travel agency. And then I try something else by building my own marketing agency. And I was scared. I can say that today I was scared to like leave the comfort or have the same salary, have all the benefit of being an employee and be all by myself. So I was really scared. And I remember I was talking to my friend and say, I am ready. Am I ready to go there? Am I ready to be my own boss? Because and I'm also really someone, I don't trust people. So it's really difficult to build like a really trusted teamwork and some people that really variable who you can work with. But I will say that if I have two like main struggling point, it will be like have the best team that you could have, because it's really difficult to rely on people. And also where I live, it's not the same environment. People do not have the same like boundaries, so it's difficult to find the right fit for your team. And also what I can say is not to be only focused on money, because if you're only focused on money, you will chase the money, but the money not necessarily chase you. So maybe what I can say, it's just remember what you had in mind when you put your company or whatever in place, and just don't lose like the patience and what you're doing. Like it's really the essence of your project, because if you're only focused on money, you will lose yourself and just take everything that came up.
True. That's a really good advice.
I really like what you said. You said something that's very important. You said you were scared of doing things. You were scared of being your own boss, but you did it. If someone looks at you right now that's scared of doing the next jump that's probably going to change their life, what would be the 3 advice you give them in order for them to feel comfortable enough to take the risk?
By them, it means us.
Right. Okay, so the first one is really to trust yourself. Really trust yourself. And I don't know if you're religious or something, maybe trust God or trust whatever is driving you to do what you want to do. And the second one will be to just do it. Because if you're always keeping in mind and say, okay, I will do it maybe next year, maybe when I will be more comfortable, because the right timing does not exist. So you just have to do it and see how it goes. And the third one is not to stay on your comfort zone and try something new. That's it.
And you were talking about money. So money-wise,
it
was not really difficult at the start, because you don't know what tomorrow is made, you know. That's the problem. That's what I'm saying. Because me, as you said, like you need to trust yourself and all, but I can't trust myself. But when I'm broke, and I know that I'm broke. You know, one day I just woke up and I was like, damn, I'm broke as fuck. And you're just trying to overcome this situation. So as an entrepreneur, how do you overcome? Because money is really important when you build a business anyways. You need money for a lot of stuff. Even us, for the for the setup, for the accessories, is money. So did you someone maybe vouch for you, and did you get any investors or investment, or you did all by yourself?
All by myself. Because I don't like to ask to people. And the funny part is, the first company that I built, it was like from €0. Like I've maybe invest maybe €10 to use the platform, but at the end it was just like me and myself and my work. So what I can say today, it's maybe depending on what type of maybe services or product you're building. Maybe if you're in the service area, it's more easier, to build something from scratch. But like 2 of my businesses today were made without any money, any investor, and it's working. Really, it's working. So I think money is really important, but as I've experienced the fact that I was scared, and mostly because of money, because I was going on something really, really dark, and I don't know where I was going, but at the end, I know that everything happened for a reason. I'm not always confident on my work and of what tomorrow is made, but I'm just saying like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I was like, okay, if it's not working, I have my family, I have people who I can rely on. And if I'm not going to be homeless, but I'll try. I'll try to strive. I'll try to, maybe, because some people say, okay, I'm an entrepreneur, so I don't want to go back to being an employee. But if you have to, you can go there on. There is always always alternative, and we can rely also on, for example, like all the artists, the dancer, the singer. Most of the time, if they are starting, they are struggling. So maybe they can have another job on the side to evolve. And the more you're finding the right balance for you, the more you can evolve and fulfill your dream.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I like it.
That's well said. I couldn't do that. I couldn't say better. Anyways.
I have a question because life, for
Yeah.
me, life is like traveling, which is a journey that's constantly where you learn new things, you see new things, you try new things. And I consciously, like in the way you speak and seeing that you are someone that's not afraid to try new things.
Yeah.
In your life, and honestly speaking, what are the things that you've tried and you're just like, I wish I didn't do that? But you don't see it as a losing experience, but you see it as a learning experience. So what would be those things that you think about? Like, if I could have avoided that, maybe I would have been able to be in a different position.
Well, I don't know, because every experiences, even the failures one, were great for me. So actually, I really don't know what can I say. And I think that if maybe I was going back to the past, I will do exactly the same thing, because I am at the right spot. I was supposed to go to this path. I was supposed to be there today, for example. So if I look back, okay, there is a few things like, okay, I should never go to this place or never talk to those people. But at the end of the day, I think that we can always learn from our mistakes.
True.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a bit about the motherland and your journey in Senegal. I've been there once. We already talked about it when I was younger, and I wish I can go there like often.
I'm so sorry, but just not to cut you off, but he invited me, so you know.
You invited us?
No, he invited
No
me.
way!
So
Hey, that's really nice of you. Hey, I'm down for it. I'm down for it. Where are we going? When are we going? Let's plan that quickly.
He's the main guy over there, so we got the key. So
let's do season 3.
Oh,
hey.
Let's do season 3.
Okay.
He started it. We say nothing. He started it. I like that. Okay.
So about the motherland. So about Senegal.
Yes.
So you went there straight after Cork, or you went to Dubai first?
No. So I went to France.
You went to France,
and then like maybe 1 year and a half, I went to Senegal.
Okay. And did you have, you have family there already, or you just went there alone?
I have family, but I went there alone.
Okay.
And so sorry, my family, but you know, what's funny is like, I haven't told to anyone who's living there that I was coming.
Okay.
And then one of my aunt just saw me on the street and say, okay, she's going to call my mom and say, is your son here in Senegal? Like, you didn't tell me. I say, yeah, but you know, the younger generation, they always do whatever they want to. Yeah, don't mind.
That was the excuse.
Yeah.
To let you slide and make sure you don't get
in trouble.
trouble.
But it's not the topic of today, but living in Africa is really great. But I think that if you're going back to your, let's say your own country, even if I have like other origin, let's say, but if you're going back to a country and such as Senegal in West Africa, there is this kind of pressure that you have on your shoulder. Like people are always expecting stuff from you, expecting money from you, expecting time from you. And you see that we do not have the same mind and we don't reflect the same way. So it's a great journey, but pretty struggling, pretty arguing too, because some people are just not kind, some people are just not good with each other. But at the end of the day, this is one of my best decisions ever.
And
really,
we're glad to hear that. So as an entrepreneur, you maybe had two situations when, I don't know if you're negotiating something or you're trying to have a partnership. Did you have to say no, like a radical no one time, to a company, to a businessman or business partner? And in which occasion, why exactly you said no at that moment?
I have so many examples, but I think one that happened last year, it was during a contract, because as I told you, I'm working in the marketing field. So I mostly create campaign, managing influencer and talent. And then we had a project that I've made last year with a collaboration with like a travel agency, a local one. And then they were so like enthusiastic, and they say, okay, so you're really good at your work, you don't want to work with us. And I say, okay, no, I cannot go back to be an employee because I like my freedom, I like to travel and stuff. And they say, okay, we can manage to have something. And then the appointment came, the interview came, and then there were like HR, like the manager, the managing partner, I don't know, like the whole team were there, and I was just doing my presentation. And then they say, okay, we want to work with you, but all we can offer you is like, how much it was? Like they say, okay, we can offer you like 400 euros.
Oh, wow.
400 euros. You know what I've done? I say, thank you. I just close my computer. I go up and I left.
Yeah.
And they say, no, stay. What are you doing? Like, and I say, he's really crazy. French people are crazy. Like, this is so disrespectful. I say, you are disrespectful. Because I was 400 euros.
And for what job exactly?
I was supposed to be like the marketing director of the company.
That was going to be your salary.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And they say, but after we can increase, next month it will be 500, 2 months 600.
Okay, it's like that. So it's a company itself is an investment, you know. And you never know if it's gonna work or not. But be with us. Let's go in that journey. We're gonna be all broke for a time. But
let's go to the storm together. You know what I'm saying? We all in this together.
400. No,
really, I was so mad, but I was like, okay, I wasn't expecting like 10K or whatever, because we know that in Africa, in some part of there is reality, and the average is not that close from 500.
Of course.
But if you want someone to be a director, you cannot propose him like 500. They say, how much you want? I say something like maybe plus I don't know, maybe plus many thousand of like the local currency. And they say, you're really crazy. You think that you'll have the same salary as the boss? I was like,
I will have it. What is salary of the boss? 900? 950?
So I just let it go, and I say, okay, you like, you cannot have me because you're not ready to have me. Whenever you will be ready, we can discuss again.
And that's a really nice sentence.
Yeah.
Whenever you'll be ready to like invest on my skills,
we can
talk a bit.
That comes to the point that I want to go next, is knowing your value. Because right there, I think as an entrepreneur, any kind of person, it's very important to know your value.
Yeah.
As you've grown in life, you've met people, and I'm sure that you've met any kind of people. What was the thing for you meeting new people that was keeping you, for example, let's say, okay, this person, I've met her through this phase of my life, and you know what, it's cool, but I will no longer associate with. And people that are still in your life from a long period of time, and then have seen you transition to different phases of life. What are the characteristics of those people that you see that was like, okay, we can go on for a long journey and then be friends, and if one day I get married or whatever, like these type of people, I'll still have them around because they've came into my life, and I see the value, and they align with what I think and what I believe in.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And I would say that traveling is a real life lesson, because despite from enjoying and discovering new cultures, you also learn on yourself. And I think that everyone should, for once, like live abroad and also live alone. Because when you're growing up with your family, you don't exactly know who you are, like, because you're always surrounding with a lot of people, you're always doing a lot of stuff. But when you're alone, you're like, okay, so how am I going to eat today? Like, when you're going to face some issues, how am I going to fix this? How am I going to fix the stuff? So I think that every time that I'm traveling and that I'm going abroad, mostly for a long part, for example, always when I came back to France, because this is like the home, France is home,
the base.
The base. There is, nowadays it's because we are more mature, we are adult now, so it's changing. But every time that I was coming back to France, I was like, okay, I can no longer stay with those people. I can no longer talk to them because we do not evolve the same. Always you're coming and say, oh, you're traveling a lot. Oh, you must be rich. Oh, you must be that. And I was like, no, I just take my money and invest on something as you do on the stuff that you like. And you see that people change the character and change, and you see also the real face of them, because some people were like, okay, you're just abandoning us to do whatever you want. You're always putting yourself first. And I was not like, I was excited to meet my old friends, and they were like always saying, okay, you're doing everything by yourself, you're not here when we need you. And I was like, but we're all living, like, also don't you think that I have my own problems, my own struggling, my own journey? So we just have to grow up. So there are a lot of people that we are just saying hi or just following each other on social media, but
exactly. But so that's a really good point, because that's what I learned as well. When I'm trying to build something, it can be a business or relationship or whatever. It's a sad reality is like there is some people that are going to slow you down. You know, and the difficulty there is like you need to learn how to separate yourself from those people, because you have some affection, like, you know, regarding those people, you know, you have a connection, you're really attached to those people because you know them for years, and you don't know how to do that step. And me, the easiest step was just traveling. I was like, I'm leaving the country. I don't have to deal with it anymore. I'm just leaving. Oh, you're not here anymore? Nope. I'm like, I'm gonna say, you always come back, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Sometimes I come back, I don't text anyone. Like you said when you went to Senegal, like I'm just like trying to protect myself now, and I'm just like, I'll see you when I have time to see you. Now I'm focused. Even when we're here, some people text me, said, oh, let's have a drink or let's go somewhere, and I'm like editing some videos or some content. I'm like, guys, I cannot. Oh, it's okay, I pay you a drink. I was like, I'm not coming.
That's a test.
And that's it. You need that. You need like this separation to just like going forward of whatever you're doing.
Exactly.
You know, and it's really important. And so thanks for that. Another question: 3 mistakes to avoid as an entrepreneur, as a young entrepreneur. 3 mistakes that people that are watching us right now should avoid.
3 mistakes. Okay, so I would say the first one is think that you have all the time of the world to do whatever you want, to do whatever you will have. So it's really, how can I sum up this? Stick to the plan.
Okay.
You won't stick to the plan. So think that you have enough time to do this or that or whatever. So you cannot always stick to the plan. The second one will be maybe to like thinking that failure is like the end of the world, because failure is something that really going to enrich you and give you more strength, more clue to go forward. And then what I will say, it's the third one is to not being that socialized, and like you don't have to, and I am the one who's saying this, but you have to live. You cannot stay focused on your job. You cannot be a workaholic or whatever. So just take time for yourself and time for your people, because you need to build your future. You need to build your family if you want. So don't avoid people and try to like find the right fit and the right balance to move between working and socializing.
Okay.
So yeah.
And do you have a plan B? Do you recommend to have a plan B, actually?
Well,
some people say yes, some other people say no. Me, I always say no, because I feel like a plan B can distract me from the plan A. Okay. So I'm just, like as you said, stick to the plan. There is one plan only, is that one, and I'm gonna stick to that. But some people say no, you cannot. I was like even arguing with my mother. she was like, no, you need the plan B. You need like to think about it in case this is not gonna work. But I was like, it's gonna work because I'm gonna make sure it's working. I was saying that with confidence, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. In my head, I was like, well, maybe she's right. Maybe I need a plan B. So, what would be your answer for that?
What I will say is not maybe a plan B. It's if you believe on something, just go for it. But what you can have is maybe an exit or maybe an alternative to your plan. So, for example, for me, it was, okay, I'm going to Senegal. I'm going to work and start something. And if it's not working, I just go back to France and do something else. But it wasn't like, okay, it's not going to work. So even if it's not working, okay, let's try to Google all the flight and see when can I come back to France because I am struggling now. But it's more just to just go for it. Just try your best to do whatever you want. And if there is something that is not going to work, just have in mind that, okay, I can do this instead. So I have my, let's say, master degree. I have something in France.
Hey, you have a background anyway,
so it's going to work. Maybe sometimes people wrongfully thought that it's not working, but it's just working, but not the same way that you plan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because like with practice of like with the work you're putting, like you cannot tell me that nothing changed. Something changed. You get some more experience. Like you develop yourself and you know yourself better. You said because even me when I traveled, that's because that's like the traveling part of in my life. Like really make me realize that I didn't know myself like properly, you know, because I'm a guy, and that would be another topic like about like mental health for men as well. Like I'm a guy. It was let's say that it was like a really old saying that my family was saying, and my friend were joking about it. We're saying that, black people we cannot be depressed, or we are not depressed, but people are not depressed, but I say black people, I say men as well. Of course. There and here, I actually discovered that it was not true. And that you can really face that kind of issue in your life, you know. And traveling really helped me a lot to overcome all those situations. So that was a really good point. I just wanted to come back to that.
For those that don't know, and I'm going to tell a little secret on Souley, he's a real influencer.
No.
Are you doing some TikTok?
True.
You have a TikTok?
Yes.
Do you dance?
He showed me before.
Do you dance?
No, hell
he's
no.
not doing the dancing, but he's the real deal. So he's the real deal. So before the last episode we had was about social media and the perspective of it, you know?
Yeah.
As someone who has a higher availability than we have, because we just started recently, we want to know your experience. So how long you've been on social media, growing, which is something that we were just discussing before.
Yeah.
Your formula, which I love how you said it, how you put it into wording. So as a high visibility person, I'm sure that you've seen the good and ugly side of it.
Yeah.
We would like to know how much it affected you in a good and in a bad way. Because mostly I say, and that's what we were saying before, social media, sometimes people that don't even know you.
Yeah.
True.
They allow themselves to have opinion of you. Sometimes that's based on just, you know, maybe seeing a short clip of you or seeing you maybe out in town or whatever. And from there, not knowing you or taking the time to know you, then they make up their minds and then they want to keep the idea. And even when they meet you and they realize that it's not true, they still want to keep this idea of you.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
Well, I start, let's say, on social media, first of all, because of my media that I used to have. Okay. I had an own media that I left, but we will come back for sure. Inshallah. So, yeah. And then I start with that, and I was really like zero on social media. My page was just a couple of pictures of the old country that I've been. That's all. And then with this project, I was really into it, and it was really a passion. Yeah. So I forced myself to do each day during a year stories on Instagram. But my old story was so ugly, so bad. Like making no sense. But I stick to the plan and I say, okay, I know that I will gain a lot from doing this.
Yes.
And the more I was doing that, the more I build a community on this platform. And then the more you're using the platform too, the more you're learning.
Yes.
Exactly.
How you're going to work on that. So for everyone who is starting, you need to start with the stories, because this is the first interaction that you will have, and people are always like looking for stories. And most of my, let's say, travel, all the like the learning that I'm sharing on my platform, I mostly sell it on stories on Instagram.
Okay.
And I have like less views, that's obvious, than followers. But the followers that are engaging, they want to see more. They always want to see. So you have to build your community through your stories, because you're not going to post every day.
Yeah.
It's difficult, to be fair. Yeah.
Of course. This is a lot. And then I start to share my travel. When TikTok came, I was like, okay, this is for the children. So I've used to make a couple of dance, but that was before.
I knew it.
That was before.
I knew it. He didn't want to admit.
I
knew it.
Yeah, but
You dance on camera, bro. Come on, man.
I was, let's say,
bro, it was like some mapuka on the side, some dombolo on Tuesday, some coupe décalé on Thursday.
Let's just say something to be clear. Was just on the private sector, and for the record, I used to be like a professional dancer, so I was teaching.
Bro, you're doing some side quest or what? Like, we got a fucking Pokemon is here. Bro, what can you not do?
But that's beautiful, because that shows us one thing that a lot of people are missing out on, is life is about experiences.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to regret not living life and not trying things. That's why I respect you, and I commend you for first of all, being free to share it, because not a lot of people share about the experiences. They only share the good thing, and that's why I was like, I believe, for me, social media is two type of people: those that are authentic and those that pretend to be something else. So man, feel free to share your story, man.
Thank you. Yeah, so let's move on. And then I just start to share my traveling journey, where I used to share some deals, some fashion too. Okay, today is not the case, but some clothes, some deals, and people just start to be engaged. And the more I was sharing, the more followers I have. And they were like, okay, you need to start maybe to do some travel group, some agency, because we love the way you're organizing your trips, the way you're traveling. It's cool. We want to travel with you. And then I just started the business without any money, just a platform, some package, and then just do my like advertisement on social media. And then so I learned a lot by doing this type of project, but the algorithm is always changing.
That's what
and the more you're visible, the more haters you will have. And the day that I realized that I was visible, it was the day when the comment from my friend went lower, and the comment for other people who are just like insulting me, who are just saying bad stuff to me for nonsense, like no reason. Like you will do something on, just be on face camera and say, okay, Chu advises to travel to Senegal, for example, and someone will say, okay, look at his shirt, he's really disgusting, like like something really
that have no sense, no sense,
really nonsense. And I think that if I was like maybe 10 years younger, this would have really affected me. I will be struggling and maybe shut everything down. But now that I am older and more mature, and I have more like, I can put myself despite from that, because I know that what I'm sharing is what I'm sharing on social media. So it's what I want people to know about me. And I have this like this distance between me and the people, and they do not know who I am like privately. They don't know if I'm married. They don't know anyone of my family, you know. So, and this is what I want to keep. But otherwise, if it's traveling and other stuff, I can share it. And if there is bad comment, and just say, okay, I'm happy to see it, because the more comment you have, the more engagement you have, the more your content will be visible.
Exactly.
And more money you will have.
Like whatever they say,
So
they're
thank
still
you, the
in your
haters.
page and they're still looking at you in your content anyway. So it's just benefit for you anyways.
It's a toxic
So you've
relationship.
been able to
Exactly.
It's a real toxic.
I like that.
Because they love you, but they hate you at the same
time.
Yeah.
Real toxic.
So you've been able to basically dissociate that the reality and the digital, so it doesn't affect you. So you protected yourself, so in order for you to continue to grow on your journey. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And because like most of us, as we are growing and we are trying new things, we were talking about one thing I like, and you repeated quite a lot, which is consistency.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
No.
Okay. Look at the camera right there.
Yeah.
There's a young creator that's looking and say, okay, I want to know who Souley is. He's going to look at you.
Yeah.
He's going to see your brand. Is going to be like, oh, wow, he's big.
Not that big.
What would be
Yeah.
the things that you said that, okay, what would be the 3 advice that was given to you from others that have started before you that maybe, you know, you were inspired? And the 4th one, I want you to put yourself in 10 years younger version.
Okay.
And what would you do? What would you do differently?
Okay.
For social media, not
for social media.
For social media.
Okay.
So
I can
3
start
advice
with
to
this
new
one.
creators. Oh, sure. Whatever you feel comfortable with.
Okay. So if I was the younger Souley, boy, just turn on your camera and do some damn YouTube videos, because your life would really change.
Wow.
And you would be so far away. So because no one could have expect that influencer will be more paid than a doctor or whatever.
Yes.
So just put on your camera and do whatever you have to do. But more seriously, what I can what advice can I share is really, first of all, is not because people will always have they will have their perspective.
Yes.
Yep.
And so they will share advices based on what they experience. So they will say, okay, the right vision is to post this day between those hours, but that's not true. I mean, you can try whatever it's good for you. So you just have to, first of all, you just have to know what you're sharing and why you are on social media. If it's for money, if it's for, and this is where I start. So I start obviously for money because it was just like a passion to share some travel. And then I see that I can convert this passion to business. So that's why I was sticking on social media. But then you have a real connection with people. You will share some great stuff. So the first thing is knowing what you are sharing and why you are on social media. The second one is that internet never forgets. So be really careful on what you're sharing. Because and I know that the Souley, the younger one, would have shared anything and bad stuff. And I used to also to insult people sometimes, and because we're just human at the end of the day. And then the third one is to be consistent. I think you need to love what you're doing.
Obviously,
because if you're just consistent to being consistent, and people are always complaining I'm doing content, it's not working, I'm doing content and people don't like it, but is the content good? Maybe there is something wrong with you. So whenever because it's not that I have a lot of followers that I will always have a viral video, that my video would always connect with the people, because all the followers also, they are evolving, and there are a lot of creators. So you just have to pick and choose whatever is suited for you. But at the end, you just have to distance yourself and say, okay, why this video did not work? Why is the audience not engaged? And it's not because of the algorithm. It's sometimes and most likely because of you.
True. Really good advice. So young creators us as well, because we're young as well.
Are we young?
Just follow those steps. And last question for me, after I'm gonna let Ellie continue. What's next? Wow. On what level? On what aspect? What's next? What's the first thing you have in mind when someone asks you this question? What's next?
My dream is to be retired And I always say it since I have 18 years old. I always say, okay, working is not for me. So I need to manage something to be comfortable and to just enjoy some family time, some quality time. Because at the end of the day, for me, it's what counts the most.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is really focus on my personal goals, on my personal journey, on the religious aspect, on the family aspect, and I will do it. Maybe I always say, okay, I will be retired at 32 years old. It's coming sooner than expected. So what's next is really to be focused on what matters to me, and it's family, it's my face, and it's develop a lot of personal thing and develop myself on a personal aspect, and also to give whatever I gained all those years, because I used to be in the education system, and this is really something that it's important to me. So I always follow up with my older students or with the younger generation, and also I'm really involved on the charity aspect.
Okay.
So this is what I love, and at the end of the day is really to be connected with the human people and to help those who need to be helped.
Okay, I feel like you're really an accomplished black man. Successful.
Really?
But you're successful, to be fair, and not only in the business way. It's like you're really familiar as well, and you're already thinking about your retirement early to spend time with your family, and not everybody can say the same. So that's why I say you're accomplished for me, because you don't really think about money only. You know what is important in life, and as we say in French, t'as la tête sur les épaules. Donc, that's what any entrepreneur, I feel,
of course,
needs, you know. And you need to stick to the plan, need to be yourself in real life and on social media.
Yeah.
That's what I said. That's what we said as well on the previous episode. So it's really you really said some really deep things, and so we really appreciate you for that.
For sure.
I think it's time to wrap this up.
Once again.
But before you wrap this up, can you do a little promo for yourself? It's on us. It's on me. It's on Ellie. Okay. It's okay. Hey, that's at least what we can do.
That's a little gift we give
that's
you. Because for those that don't know, we organized this in a couple of days. And when Souley comes in, he's like the wind. If you don't catch him, he's going to catch you. So having him is really a pleasure. So please tell us where we can find you.
Yeah.
So we can continue following you on your journey and support you the best way that we can.
Thank you. So you can find me on Instagram and TikTok under the name Souleyhmdl. This is the same for all my accounts. And also you can find me in Senegal or whatever in the world, because I'm always traveling. So
you might see him in Tokyo or Osaka one day, and you never know. But we're gonna put all his details in the caption anyways. Thank you again. It was really a pleasure to meet you. And I hope we're going to meet again.
For sure.
To do a little episode in Senegal.
Yeah.
I'm still coming. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome. You invited us. So
let's go.
Thank you for coming through. Once again, life is a journey. And the reason why we are doing this is to be able to bring people's experience.
Exactly.
And also being able to learn from you. You know, because we learn from you a lot. As young content creators ourselves, maybe we're not young in age, but young in learning how things are working. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for motivating us to be disciplined. And we are looking forward to doing season 3 in Senegal.
Exactly. Yay. See you soon, guys. Don't forget to follow us. Instagram, Facebook. We got Facebook now.
Yeah.
We got Facebook now. Yeah. We're still working on TikTok. Okay. We need to build the thing up. But Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Click on that button, please. Follow us. Come join the family and see you soon.
See you soon, guys. Peace.
Ciao.